Hey guys, Marissa at kitchentablestamper.com. Today I've got a really cute little project for you. It's kind of simple. It's a little masculine treat package. It's a door hanger. This will fit on a doorknob. It's Rise and Shine, and I used the Hey Chuck bundle. Oh my gosh, I love these guys. Be prepared because June 5th, we're going to have a Stamp-A-Stack starting in at kitchentablestamper.com with the Hey Chuck bundle. The door hanger holds a little sweet roll and a Taster's Choice house blend coffee. Now, both of these products are from my local Dollar Tree. I've got these, let me show you. They're Mrs. Freshly's Delicious Deals honey buns. And then the little packets of instant coffee, or Taster's Choice Nescafe sticks, and it just holds perfect. Now there is a matching Fun Fold birthday card in this week's exclusive email tutorial. So it's a Fun Fold, matches perfect. This one is for email subscribers only. If you are not already a Kitchen Table Stamper email subscriber, head over to kitchentablestamper.com/email and get on our list because you are missing exclusive content every week. All right, the base for our project is Pebbled Path, and it's 5.5 by 10. In the project sheet you'll find at kitchentablestamper.com. Just follow the link below the video to the blog post. You'll see project details. Click here, and below the embedded video there will be a project sheet. On that project sheet you'll find the measurements and shopping list and picture of the template for you. And so let's go ahead and score this according to the measurements. We're going to start on the 5.5 inch side, and we're going to score both 5.5 inch sides at 1 inch. Then we'll rotate to the right, and we're going to score on the 10 inch side at 3, 4, and then at 7, but you're going to stop at the intersecting score line. You're going to rotate 180 degrees and score at 3 until you hit the intersecting score line. So that's our scoring Pebbled Path cardstock. Let's go ahead and work the scores with the bone folder, and we'll trim it according to the template. So we're going to only work the full score lines. These little partial score lines that you did, those are indicators where you're going to cut away for your door hanger portion of the box. I love this new Pebbled Path cardstock. All the In Color cardstocks, they're like extra thick. They really make awesome treat boxes. Very sturdy card bases. All right, so we've done our folds. Now we're going to go ahead and remove at the score line here, we're going to make the tiniest little angle cut and then remove this big rectangle. We'll do the same thing on both sides. All right, then we're going to liberate the glue tab at the bottom here. So again, we'll do a little bit of an angle cut. Can do a bit of an angle here too. Same thing on the other side, 2 little slight angles. I'll give you nicer corners at the bottom of the box if you do that. All right, now then this is going to wrap to the back, so we want to keep this one nice and straight on the large rectangle, and then just bevel the glue tab. All right, there is our treat box. Let's get a corner rounder and do the top of the door handle. I'm going to do a 1/4 inch rounder. I've got my handy dandy We Are Memory Keepers one here. And then we need a hanging loop, and I'm going to use my circle die. This is from the Stylish Shapes, and it's the second largest die. It's about 2.5 inches if you're substituting something for Stylish Shapes. Let's get the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine in here and cut our handle. Now what I'm looking for placement is about equal right, left, and top. Your top is going to be a tiny bit slimmer. You want the circle to not dip below where your sides are. So just kind of carefully place a little bit wider on the right and left sides than at the top. And we'll give that a crank. And there is the base of our door hanger. Let's get some tear and tape adhesive and some Designer Series paper, and we'll finish the structure of this little treat box. Hold on to this Pebbled Path pierced circle if you don't do any damage with your low-tack tape. That'll be nice for another project. All right, so when I do my tape, I'm going to do it all on the inside of the box. I'm going to do little equal signs, and then I'm going to go up in the opposite direction on the front flaps. So the inside flaps and then the outside flaps. Now, if you want to do this with liquid glue, you can do that. You'll just have to hold your tabs until they grab. And I am too impatient for that. On the other side of this box, we're going to put our Designer Series paper. I've got 3 pieces of copper clay Designer Series paper. These are from the Fresh as a Daisy 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. I love the B-sides of this paper. You got lots of nice in color patterns. And we're just going to adhere these across the front panels of our box. So we got this large one. This one is 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. And then our side panels are 2 3/4 by 3/4. And just center them in each section. All right, we've got our Designer Series paper. Let's grab a take your pick tool and remove the lining on these small tabs. Now we're going to fold in the long ones from the back and then lift up and make a nice square corner here and adhere that tab to what looks like the outside of the box, right? There's a method to the madness. We are going to sandwich this tab in between the 2 long rectangles. So this will come up from the front, fold to the back, sandwich those in, and then you have no speed bumps in here. So as you're adding treats to the pocket, there's nothing to catch on the inside. So it's kind of a nice, simple little engineering trick to keep everything as neat as possible and functioning as optimal as possible. All right, so we'll remove the liner here. And let's fold up our pocket. You're going to square it up nice along the bottom and the back and just sandwich that little tab in there. Seam here. Now you've got a nice smooth pocket, seams to the back, and those little tabs are nowhere to be seen. All right, let me get some treats. What a cute little birthday treat, don't you think? Can do the little door hanger and then the matching card, and who wouldn't feel special? All right, let's get to decorating it. I'm gonna stamp and color my Hey Chuck image. I've got Memento Tuxedo Black. Hey Chuck is red rubber, so we're going to just stamp directly on the basic white cardstock. There's no need for a stamp and pierce mat with the red rubber. We've got our Chuck, and I cannot get over polka dot shorts. It just makes me smile. And he's gonna need a skateboard. So I got another little scrap here on the skateboard. Is that just the funniest? Oh my gosh, I love it. For the skateboard, I have dark smoky slate And let me just slide this up so I don't make a mess. And we're going to do the wheels with dark smoky slate. And then the board, I have Night of Navy. What I'm going to do for the board is I'm just going to take the dark Night of Navy and go the edge of the board. And then I'll add a little shadow at the front and back. And then light Night of Navy to finish. Cute. You can totally use boho blue. We're going to do some boho blue, the light boho blue on the feathers. And our tail is light boho blue and pebble path, light and dark. I'm going to go ahead and do a light pebbled path, and we're just going to color down almost to the tips of the feathers. And then we're going to take the light boho blue and kind of blend that back in, flicking into the pebbled path. You want these two, even though they're very opposite or very different colors, you want them to blend a little bit at the ends. And we're going to take this dark pebbled path and work at the base of the tail and just kind of flick. And then we're going to mix the pebbled path dark and light with that same kind of flicking motion. Pretty cool, huh? We got a tail, and kind of like nature makes them, huh? We're going to do the light pebbled path for the eyelids. Oh, so cute. Now I've got some Daffodil Delight. I'm going to do the beak and the dots on the shorts. Ha ha ha, so cute. Cherry Cobbler for the comb and wattles. Dude is so cute. Got some wild wheat for the legs. I'm just using the light wild wheat to do legs and feet. Oh, so cute. I love this guy. I think my ladies would love him too. Now for his body, I've got my favorite new pecan pie. I'm loving this color. I wasn't sure at first how I was going to feel about it, but I'm loving it. I'm going to do his body and the top of his legs with pecan pie. And then we're going to add a little bit of shadow. Bottom of the back wing, right along the top edge of the pants, and then right along the bottom edge of the pants. And then I just kind of dab to bring those two shades together. You want some highlights and some shadows. Going back to my smoky slate again for the shorts, we're going to use the light smoky slate and fill in the shorts. And then we'll do just a little bit of shadow. And what I'll do is go define the edges, the front and the back, and then go along the legs. So cute. Keep the light one for just a minute. We're going to do a little bit of light smoky slate on the front half of the face and the neck. And then we're going to take the light boho blue and go even smaller, little, just dab a little line of boho blue on the right side of the face and neck. And then you're going to take the color lifter and just right up the middle. You want the blues and the grays to fade to white, back to white down the center. You want this to be really subtle. What this does is make your chicken's head and neck look mostly white, but not like you forgot to color it. It gives them some dimension. All right, we've got our pieces. They're all colored up. Let's go ahead and get the Stampin' Up emboss machine back in here and die cut these. I really love fussy cutting, but I also really love a stamp set with dies. So we're going to cut out our rooster and our skateboard. also got some wild wheat and basic black scraps. From the same Hey Chuck dies, we've got the weather vane and the rising sun. Let's go ahead and give this a crank. And there's our pieces, our skeet board and rooster, our sun and weather vane. Since I've still got the ink here, let's go ahead and stamp the greeting before we finish up the elements. That way I can get the ink out of the way. We're going to stamp Rise and Shine to the right on this little rectangle. Now you can use a scrap of white cardstock here if you want. I have one that's actually die cut, little die cut window. This is the Cracker and Treat Box dies. I love this die for the treat box, and it does cool things besides just the standard cracker shape box. But the other fun part about this is the wingman dies. So we're using a little rectangle from this set. There's a banner edge, and then with the pointed edge and oblong, there's 2 tags and all these little hearts and stars. So this die set will get a ton of use for the crackers. They make great favors and treats, but all the little accessory pieces are worth their weight in gold. All right, we got our little Rise and Shine, and we're gonna set aside all these bits because we've got to do a background for our scene here. And I'm using the new Nested Essentials dies. Now I've started my chart, but I haven't finished the sizes or the labels yet. But we're gonna use this second from the smallest Nested Essentials dies and build a background. I have one already cut from Pebbled Path. Now let's grab the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and we're gonna cut one from the Designer Series paper, the boho blue pattern this time. And we're going to cut this from the Pebbled Path along the top, basically in half, so you could get 2 of these ground pieces from each one complete. You can see I just used a scrap, but each one complete of these little hexagons. So we're going to make this fun ground and sky scene. Let's grab the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and line it up. All right, you want to be careful to cut the Pebbled Path one pretty well in half so you get a nice level ground. We're going to add that guy on there, and then we're going to go closer to, see the die, it's got kind of a big dip at one end, and it runs just a little bit more level at the other end. We're going to go towards that more level end at the hexagon, and then we're going to go for trying to cut it about in half. And if you can do that, then you'll have a top half and a bottom half. If you start with a whole hexagon, I just am starting with a scrap, but if you start with a whole hexagon, you'll have a top half and a bottom half that are about equal and can be used, one for your project and then one for your coordinating card. So if you're making the set, it's a nice little tip. And again, if you want the tutorials, the weekly tutorials that are just available to email subscribers, check out kitchentablestamper.com/email. Add your name and email address there, and you will get an email every week with a new exclusive project sheet that isn't available anywhere else. You won't see it anywhere else on my social media or blog. All right, so we've got our background and we've got our ground, and what we're going to do when we put these together is we're going to glue them so that they're not perfectly stacked. We're going to stretch this hexagon to make a little bit taller background. We can actually augment the shape just a little bit this way. So here is our complete hexagon shape, and when you put it on top of the project, you can see that we've actually increased the size, the height of this hexagon by cutting the 2 pieces. So let's adhere them together and make the ground. And what I'm going to do is just run the smallest little bead of glue right along the bottom edge of our blue sky background. Going to add a little bit of liquid glue on the back of our sun element, and then a little bit of liquid glue just on the very bottom half of the weather vane here. And the best way to do that is to just drag it through something that already has glue. All right, so we're going to build this scene up by first laying the ground on and really widening that hexagon. Then we'll hold at the bottom, slide the sun in behind the ground so it's rising, and then we'll rotate and slide the weather vane in on top of the sun underneath the ground. And we'll grab our treat box and liquid glue. Again, don't bring the liquid glue all the way to the edges here. The hexagon's a little bit longer than, or a little bit wider than the treat. We'll add a little bit of glue, just swipe it on that weather vane. We'll bring the whole scene to the box. And now we can make any small adjustments right now before we stick it down, because we want that weather vane completely protected. We want it stuck to the front of our pocket. And we want everything to run nice and level. And when you got that, go ahead and burnish. Cute, huh? Okay, Rise and Shine is going to get a little bit of twine. We're going to wrap it a couple of times and tie a bow. And you can do this, or you can skip this step if you think you're giving this to a guy and you think your guy would appreciate it better without the bow, then skip it. I just feel the need to put the different textures on every project no matter what. So linen thread it is for our guys. Let's loop, swoop, tuck and pull, and then we can slide that to the end and make a small little bow. Cutie, right? Grab some mini dimensionals and some ribbon scissors. Get these guys on our treat box. All right, a little bit of dimensionals here on both the greeting and the rooster. All right, I got the slimmest little bit. We'll add some to the skateboard. Everybody needs some support. All right, dimensionals are all sticky. Let's add Rise and Shine. Make sure it's butted up to the end of our little hexagon. And then our rooster and skateboard. We don't want his head to go past the top of the pocket, so I put him on first and then add his skateboard by just sliding it under his foot. And what is a project, whether it be a man treat or any other kind, without a little bit of bling? I'm using the Rustic Metallic Adhesive Dots. I love these, and I think they just add the right texture and tone to the project. So we're gonna do 5 of them. I know that's a lot, but it just really looks pretty cool. So we'll do 3, and then I'm gonna put 2 kind of going up and away from the sun. And that is our Rise and Shine breakfast door hanger. All right, you guys, if you have any questions about the project, you can email Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. And to shop Stampin' Up 24/7, buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net and click shop. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.